You remember them out there? Got an extra cigarette? I always tell them no. My cigarettes come 20 a pack. The day I get a 21 pack of cigarettes, I'll hunt you down, bum. It'll be your lucky fucking day. Fucking hate these bums. And that's what I call them too. I don't call them homeless or unhoused. I wouldn't call you a house haver. Call you what you do for a living. That's what they do for a living. They fucking bum. Always asking me for money for food. And they got a pack of dogs with them. It's like, eat your fucking dog. I'm not giving you $1 till I see a chihuahua on a rotisserie. Over one of those barrel fires y'all stinking up the neighborhood with. I hate when I see a bum with a sign. Oh, great. Now I got your fucking jibber jabber running rent-free in my brain all day. Every time I see a bum with a sign, I'm like, who gave you a marker? The only reason people feel bad for these bums is because some of them are black. You guys aren't going around feeling bad for white bums, are you? You don't have time to feel bad for Latino bums. Give them a month, they'll have 2 jobs and a place to live. I fucking hate these bums. I hate bums so much, I think we should outlaw Narcan. What are you bringing them back for? Must have too much nice stuff on your porch. I ain't giving junkies any quarter either. I grew up right in the heart of the opioid crisis. I remember it back when it was called the opiate crisis. Every Saturday, a different loser's funeral. Really putting a damper on my weekend. Fucked up. You could always tell how young they were when they started using junk by how young they are in the picture next to the urn. I don't know if you guys know this, but junkies don't get caskets. You already pawned Mamaw's wedding ring. We're not buying you a fancy box. And you got their family members up there stretching for a eulogy. Dale was a good boy. He liked color. Never inside the lines, but then he turned 12 and ripped our pipes out the walls for smack. We're gonna miss Dale. Me, I'm just grateful. I am. You know, because this is all I do for a living. I do stand-up comedy. And I know that if I wasn't doing this for a living, I'd probably be pimping a retarded girl out behind whatever smoke shop I was clerking. Can you see it?
Yes.
You come in to buy your vape. I'm like, it's $20 to fuck the tard. No, you can just pay me. She's my stepsister. I'll make sure she gets her cut. Quit drinking over a year ago. Don't clap. I don't know if you can tell from my general disposition, but I wasn't a very pleasant drunk. Kind of dour, brooding. But I'll tell you, Every comic you saw on this stage tonight, this club's done some great things to help their career. But this club told me, quit drinking or get the fuck out. So this club saved my life. Yeah. Why don't you give it up for all your door staff and servers, all the people that it was worth quitting drinking for. I'll tell you, man, I quit drinking. I never got good at it. You know? 14 years of daily practice. Can you imagine if you sat down at the piano every day for 14 years and you still couldn't play Mary Had a Little Lamb? Probably be time to buy a guitar. But I'm no better than any of you guys. You know, drink up, have fun, party. You know, if you can handle it, that's all the more power to you. You know, I quit drinking, and then right away another vice just slid right in there. You know, something's got to fill this hole. My new vice is Oreos. Yeah, and I do them just like a junkie too. Fucking belt around my arm. I like to start off with 2 Oreos, put those in my mouth. That's like when you buy an 8-ball and then you do the half gram right off the rib. Put those 2 Oreos in my mouth, and then I filter milk through them until they completely dissolve. And then I just smush that shit all around in my mouth. Suck all the cookie out my teeth till I can feel the little crumbs in my gum line like grains of sand. And now it's time to dunk. Yeah, and I don't just dunk my Oreos, I drown those motherfuckers. Like I caught my pedophile napping in a bathtub. Fucking die, bitch. I wanted to see videos of naked ladies, not a fucking grown man sucking off a goat. Fucking die. I even leave a little chunk of cookie on the nightstand for in the morning, you know. Even me out. This guy's laughing a little too hard at that part. You might have a drug problem. Oh yeah, I used to be a hooker in Galveston, Texas. If you're not familiar with Galveston, Texas, it's a place where the hookers look like me. It was Mardi Gras 2019. I remember it like it was yesterday. See, I ran out of drinking money, and I realized the gras must go on. But I'm not pretty enough to just post up on a corner. Get business. So I had to come up with a little hustle, you know, if I was going to break into the market. So I figured what I'd do is I'd go down to the local gay bar, don't get ahead of me, and I'd chat up all the local fag hags. Do y'all not know what a fag hag is? I know it's a bit of an antiquated term, but the new term is fruit fly. Which, if your PC term is still half slur, I think we've got some work to do. And it mentions nothing of how hideous they are. These fag hags, they got fucking dark, orb-like eyes that rob the light from the room. Cheeks that hang like curtains. Mouth full of teeth like a pocket full of loose keys. And they hang out with gay dudes. So I figured, you know, they're not getting any attention. We all know women love attention. So I thought I'd go down there and give them some, you know. So I went to the bar there. I started chatting up this lady, and we got to that point in the evening where we knew we were going home together, or as they call it in Galveston, the third beer. She says to me, you want to get out of here? I go, it's $20 to blow me. And she bit. Yeah, I know, dog. I was fatter than I am now. So we run off to the women's room there at the gay bar. If you're ever looking for a place to fuck in public, the women's room at the gay bar, always empty. It's like a motel room with no bed you don't have to pay for. And she sucks me off to completion. Gives me my $20. And I head back to the bar, start shooting Fireball. Choice drink of all sex workers. I started chatting up this other lady, and she goes, you want to get out of here? I was like, it's $20 to blow me. Yeah. Hit on black again. So I'm mouth fucking this jack-o'-lantern right to completion. And then she pays me my $20. Then she asked me for a walk back to her car, which I obliged because I'm a gentleman hooker. And our way back to the car, she says to me, my mama's gonna be real mad at me. You know how chicks from Galveston talk. And I was like, this chick's in her 30s. Just don't tell your mom you paid some guy $20 to suck him off. She's like, well, she runs my check. That's when I realized some of you already got it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I didn't so much turn my second trick as I conned a retarded girl out of $20 and some head. Yeah, I hung my hooker boots up for good. Right then and there. Out the game. I recently turned down an 850-pound threesome. When your threesome can't ride an elevator together. I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, but you can't deadlift it. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I like a big old bitch, you know. I like a girl so big you gotta hold the one leg up, come in that shit sideways, working like a coconut farmer. Kind of pussy you gotta wear spiked boots to get all up in, you know? I like a bitch so big her titties start in the middle of her back. Come swooping like a ring off Saturn. Like them planetary knockers. Kind of tit you can smack one tit and it'll roll out. Come back like the tide. Big old sheet cake lunch lady jugs. Kind of tits got the brown stain on the bottom from dipping in the manwich juice. I like them big old tits, dog. Got them big ass nipples on them. I like a nipple like a DVD. Comes poking up over the bra like a little titty sunrise. They got them long teats. All long and leathery like someone cut the pinkies off a pair of racing gloves. Kind of nipple when you sucking on it, you feel a little gay. This bitch got penis nipples, what the fuck? move my head to suck this titty. Quitting drinking really agrees with me. I'll tell you though, people want you to do shit when you're sober. I'd be like, you wanna? And I'm like, stop right there. Fucking no. It's like I used to pancake bitches. Yeah, some of y'all know. Some of y'all about to get educated. Let me set the scene for you. See, a good pancaking starts with an end table covered in lines of cocaine. Bottle of Jack Daniels. 12-pack of Busch Light. Long necks. 20-piece bucket of KFC extra crispy. 3-pack of them big Fiji waters. Yeah, we about to get bougie at the Motel 6. And then what you do, this is usually a couple big girls. You lay one down on top of the other, you know, so their pussies are right over each other like an over-under shotgun. If you're gonna try this at home, you wanna put the bigger bitch on the bottom. You don't want to put the littler bitch on the bottom because then you might end up in a suffocation situation. And also, fellas, you don't want to favor the tighter pussy because then they'll start doing what women do best, you know, thinking against each other in unison. But you don't want to kill the mood before it's time to add the syrup. Yeah. You didn't know you was going to hear about a woman short stack, did you? So I guess what I'm saying is no, I don't want to go to the fucking Astros game. I've got my memories. I'll never be that bored. As most of you can probably tell, I used to live in a shed. But living in a shed wasn't all that bad, you know. A couple of key differences you housey people might be unfamiliar with. When you have big differences, you gotta hide your urine container behind the sofa when you have chicks over. You see, you want to fill that Dean's milk jug up all the way to the tip top before you huck it in the dumpster at the construction site across the street. Keep people from living in there. You don't want them bringing down the property values on your shed. I'll tell you, the biggest difference in my life, though, living in the shed was I started using condoms. Because the chicks that fucked me fuck people who live in sheds. That's some suspect ass pussy if you ask me, dog. Can't trust it. But I'll tell you, it wasn't all bouquets and Beaujolais living in the shed. Sometimes I had to pay for pussy. I remember this one time, I was leaving a show in downtown Los Angeles. Oh, I forgot to mention, my shed was in Hollywood, California. Yeah, because when it comes to picking a shed to live in, it's location, location, location. Yeah, I was leaving this show downtown LA. And let's just say this show was lightly attended. And of the people in attendance, they did not care for me. but the show paid $10. Yeah, so I'm leaving the show. Got my $10. Kind of head hung low. When I hear this voice beckon from across the street, I'm jerking dicks for $10. But they're half off today because my hand is broken. And then this woman held up what I can only describe as a really, really broken hand. I mean, the fingers were all going to the side like that, but the wrong direction. Kind of whipping in the wind. She had like frayed battle flag hands, you know? But $5. That's still $5 left for a burrito. So anyway, she's beating my dick like the claw game in my car, right? Mixing it up, giving me the old junior high school. And here's where this story becomes a bit of a PSA for the gentlemen in the crowd. Because if you're ever getting your dick jerked by a hooker with a broken hand in your 2000 Ford Taurus, you're going to want to go ahead and put them keys all the way back. Let the radio play. See, gas was high even back then, so I just shut the car off trying to conserve. And she became uncomfortable in the silence. A bit of a chatty whore. And she began to sing. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Real gruff baritone, this broad. Someday, yeah, we'll get together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much brighter. Jeremy spoken yesterday.
So much worse.
And here's where this story becomes a bit of a PSA for you ladies in the crowd. Because just as I bust all over the steering wheel, fucking launching battle ropes of jizz, she says to me, for $2 more, you could have come in my face. You get it, ladies? She waited too late to pitch. You gotta always be closing, ladies. Like I wouldn't have broke her off another 8 quarters. We could push Laundry Day for that kind of hospitality. Yeah. I invented my own sexual position. I know when you guys came to the comedy show tonight, you didn't expect to see an inventor. But I'll tell you guys about it, and maybe you can try it on your loved ones. Well, before I tell you about this position I invented, can I just ask, are there any doctors in the house? Yeah? No? I'm always looking for someone to rob after the show. I don't sell merch. But if there was a doctor here, or maybe our young doctor in training over there, probably like the position I invented. So you getting your dick sucked from the back, right? Yeah, from the back. You getting your dick sucked from the back. I know some of you white boys think I'm up here speaking Chinese. From the back. Not so humble brag. You getting your dick sucked from the back. And then you grab her by both her ears. And then you shove her face in your ass. Yeah, I call it the ear, nose, and throat. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's my time. Thank you again. I love you all, little boys.